All right, so if you guys don't know, I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 3, but I didn't really know Tekken like that until Tekken 7. That's when I started practicing things like that. And Tekken 8, I play that as well. And I've been playing it on stream quite a bit. And I'm a huge fightinggm fan. I've been watching him for quite a bit. And I just stumbled upon this video right here by the name of The Secret to Winning with Any Character in Tekken 8 from fightinggm. I'm going to actually like this, by the way. By the way, like, comment, and subscribe to fightinggm if you have not. He's a really, really cool dude. Really good at the game, and one of the greatest lead players of all time, pretty much. So let's get started. I just want to check this out because I want to know how to win too. I play a lot of characters on Tekken 8 as well, but I'm nowhere near as good as fightinggm. So this is gonna be some good information. I might, of course, bring my own opinions into this, but yeah, let's go.
Some advice right now, brother. You should always sidewalk in Tekken. You should never sidestep. If you sidestep, you're gonna get clipped a lot.
Oh,
you
yeah.
should be always walking. That's one thing I learned from Korean players from back then. Like Homeman and Rain, what they taught me. They taught me that you should always sidewalk in Tekken.
Yep. So what I want to say about that is sometimes when I do sidewalk, because I do sidewalk as well, I do quite a bit of sidewalking, sidestepping. Sometimes I accidentally sidestep during the fight, like when I'm trying to do sidewalking. So that's one of my biggest issues. I need to learn how to sidewalk more often. So he is correct. I think sidewalking is a good idea, especially in Tekken, especially if you want to just try a bunch of characters. You should start with that as well. Anyway.
If you just step, you're going to get clipped a lot.
Yep.
Sidestep is only meant to be done when somebody does a quick poke and you want to just sidestep and launch something really quick. So if somebody does some shit like this, right? I'll give you an example. See, I punished them, right?
That makes sense.
That's the only reason why you should just sidewalk. You see, I'm just sidestepping and then hop kicking. You see that? That's the only reason why you should sidestep.
Okay, so what he's trying to say is if they do a really fast move, like a jab or something, if you try to sidewalk it, you can't punish it right. It's not going to be a good punish. So sidestepping is good against really fast moves, while sidewalking is good against strings and longer moves, like really sluggish moves.
And sidestep, yeah. The issue with doing that is obviously if somebody has like a quick homing move, you're gonna get hit on counter hit.
Yep.
Clapped.
Oh, that's true.
So that's why sidewalking is better, because if you sidewalk, you could evade a lot of shit, and you could also just block.
That's true.
So that's why.
I feel like
what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
I feel like sidewalking is so neglected in Tekken 8. A lot of people don't sidewalk. It's pretty rare to see that, and especially in the blue ranks, at least in my current power level, which is like almost 300,000. I think I'm like 280,000, 280,000. And these people are still not doing any sidewalking of any kind. There's like a few of them doing it. There's not even that many people doing Korean backdash. It's pretty rare. People are still doing single backdashing, which is, I guess, somehow acceptable in the high levels. I don't know how they're somehow getting high ranks without some sort of movement game. Anyway.
So yeah, that's the reason why you should just, if you're going to sidestep, yeah. Yeah, so don't sidestep. If you just sidestep, you're going to get clipped by mad shit. But if you sidewalk, you can evade a lot of shit.
Yep.
You know, so that's how you should play. That's how you should move in Tekken. That's how you should move in Tekken. Huh, man. I sidestep block only because I don't like to commit to sidewalk. You should just commit to sidewalk, bro. You should literally just commit to sidewalk.
Yeah, you should.
Plus, you a Mishima player. You get so much advantage if you sidestep something.
That's true.
Anytime you sidestep something, you get an electric. That's what, honestly, when it comes to Mishima players, I don't really understand why Mishima players just go meets out all the time. You literally have a long range with punishes plus frames on block. Like, I don't understand why y'all just don't wait for just space and wait for whips and electric.
So if you guys don't know what meeting out means, it means you're just literally mashing. Some Mishimas do tend to go crazy and just start mashing and wave dashing like they're insane. I've actually went against quite the amount of Heihachis that just literally do just what he just said. They put their meat out and they do not care. They just keep going. I literally, you know what? I played Leroy for fun. And I fought against a Heihachi just like that. And I just let him fight. Because I was like, man, you know what? Since he wants to press a bajillion, but let me just wait and just punish. And lo and behold, I started getting a lot of hits off because I was just sitting there waiting for him to whiff, wait for him to do all this, random stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
Like, y'all could get so much free launchers, but every Mishima player just wants to do 50-50s all day and go ape shit. Which makes no sense when Mishimas have, like, the best punishment in the game.
Yep.
Like, anytime somebody whiffs, you get a full combo. And people are gonna whiff in Tekken 8 because everybody mashes so much.
Yep.
y'all don't see how much whiff punishment I get with Lee? I get so much whiff punishment with Lee because how much people mash and go crazy. One of the changes I always wanted with Lee is this. This move? I wanted that to be a full combo. But I guess people thought that was too cheap. Even though I don't think it's that cheap. I think this should be... I always wanted that to be a full combo. Because Lee doesn't have a long-range whiff punisher or like a combo thing.
Okay.
I
did not know that.
Combo, like this is okay, right? The issue with that shit is that the range is kind of not that great. And if you mess up the punish, you gain launch. And another thing that I don't like the instant bound shit. When other characters could just whiff punish you and get a full combo into bound and cook you. Is misstep 3+4? Nah, the range.
Now, one thing I will say, maybe I would say forward 4-3 is a pretty good whiff punish tool, but maybe there's a reason why he's not saying that is because maybe it can be easily sidestep. I don't know.
Range is ass on that shit, bro. The range sucks on that shit. If it was like Violet's Tekken Tag 2 Cruzat kicks, then sure, that shit was godlike. That shit went from like half screen and it did mad damage. So if it was like that, it'll be dope. But his shredder kick is nerfed, bro.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the running 3?
You see this, right? You do this.
Oh no, that's not running 3. Sorry, that's something else.
In Tekken 6, if you did a single shredder kick like this, he got a full combo off of it.
Dang, really?
And it was mad safe. This shit like this by itself was like -10.
Oh,
so
snap.
what I used to do, bro, I used to do single shredder kick and then duck and then launch. That was a setup.
That's crazy.
But they nerfed that shit. You said the range of down forward 2 isn't good, nah, but it crushes highs though. So if somebody's mashing jabs up close, down forward 2 is good. But like you gotta be careful with Lee's down forward 2 because the range on that shit sucks. But it's good to high crush if somebody just mashing jabs all day. Why not? It's a good thing just to throw out. Yeah, DF2. But yeah, man, Lee has a lot of good shit. It's just that he's really hard to play in this game because you have to play mad aggressive, but the only reason why you play mad aggressive is to get somebody to swing back on you. But if you play somebody with godlike movement and spacing, and that's just playing defense, it's gonna be hard. Cause the way I beat Lee, I just play keep out, sauce up to his weak side and block. And Lee is kind of free like that because Lee's chip damage is not really that great. Like, yeah, Lee could do running 3-4 and try to chip damage you all day, but the issue with that is that obviously
sidesteppable.
You can float him out of it.
Oh, that too.
And two, the shit don't track, right?
Yep.
So it's like there's no reason not to sit there and block on Lee. There's really not no reason. What the fuck is he gonna do? He's gonna do running 3-4 all day? That shit is mad risky to do. You get jabbed out of it, you could sidewalk. And then he's tied into Hitman when he does it. So when you go into it, for him to really have plus, you have to go into Hitman. And Hitman is more of a... He don't really get a mix-up off of Hitman. You have to condition a lot.
Oh, okay.
To go into... You really have to condition to go into Hitman. So that's what makes it hard to do stuff in Hitman. Like when I use Hitman with Lee, let's say I do running 3+4. I'll do shit like Hitman up forward 3. The reason why I do that is in case you duck, in case you do a punch parry or some shit like that, I'll hit you with that. And then I'll do Hitman 1+2. And then when you block Hitman 1+2, I could either do punch parry, high crush. So you have to do a lot of like hard read type shit. Like kind of like super duper mind games out of Hitman just to condition somebody. So that's one of the things with him is that he has one of the few running moves in the game that he doesn't really get a free 50-50 off.
This is good to know.
It's kind of just there to make somebody block. a lot of stuff that people do against Lee too is they react to Lee weird, right? When Lee is in Hitman, a lot of people either punch parry or raw duck, and the reason why they punch parry is because of Hitman 1+2 and Hitman jab, and they duck because of Hitman 3 and Hitman 4. Right?
That is true.
So
I do the same
Hitman
thing.
043 be hitting so much. But to be real with you, like there's really no reason to duck against Lee when he does Hitman shit. Because honestly, once you block it, and if he does Hitman 1+2 or Hitman 043, you could just like the turn is resetted again.
Really?
You don't
Okay.
really need to keep swinging into it. But a lot of people make it easier for Lee when they hard read into shit that they don't need a hard read into. You could just hold back and you be alright. It's not like dragging off of Victor, where Victor could just do running 2 on you and just keep looping you.
Oh my goodness.
Lee is kind of like running 3-4, hit you one time, and then it's reset. And like, you know how Dragon will be like running 2, jab, running 2, down 2. Like he could keep going on your toes. Lee kind of just loses his turn. And for Lee to keep going with plus, he's limited. He has to go into Hitman. Hitman stance makes him more plus, but Hitman stance is a very limited, is very limited. So there's not much he can do in Hitman stance besides like 1 or 2 or 3 different things.
I see.
He said very slowly with Lee. You gotta, honestly, bro, you gotta just play the way I do and just keep making people block stuff while using keep out. You just have to be annoying with Lee. Too many people try to play Dragunov style Lee where they just smash back 3-3 and try to open you up all day. You don't need to do that. You just need to annoy, do some chip damage shit, and just play lame as fuck. And just keep setting up counter hits. That's all.
I can attest to that. I think I fought a Lee like a couple days ago again on Leroy. And he was doing back 3-3 like all day. I'm like, bro, relax. This man was pressing hella buttons on Lee.
All you need to do is just read a button. Lee is not built for 50-50s. He really doesn't have great 50. He has some 50-50s, right? Like the little slide joint, and somebody's gonna guess a low. You know, you could poke him with 3-3, 4-2-1, down 4-4-4, 1+2, down 2. So he has stuff like that, but like, he's not really a 50-50 guy because his mix-ups don't do a lot of damage outside of this. Outside of this and of that.
Oh, yeah,
so that's why people just raw guess against
I got hit by that
but
so
I feel
much.
like Lee players focus too much on trying to mix up his
I will
pokes
say
that they end up getting killed. Because it's not in Lee Chalan's favor to be mixing up pokes. He doesn't get enough damage. All his shit is chip damage. But you know, I'm Grizz. I got you either later today or tomorrow. You said making an anti-Lee guide.
Yep.
I kind of did it already. You should check out the is Lee S tier video. This is what I think.
Oh yeah, I saw
should check that video out because that's literally an anti Lee guide.
That's true.
That video I show all the strengths of Lee, and I also show all the weaknesses of him. So that's like the perfect video to watch.
I should probably rewatch it because I was getting cooked by Lee.
I hope the new season 2 moves gonna be
I
fire.
was on Leroy though, and I didn't really like know all of Leroy's
guide.
moves.
I literally say all the weaknesses of Lee in that video. Like, don't get me wrong, he's good, but he's to me he's the most overrated character in the game. Yeah, he's the most overrated character in the game because his whole mind game is making hard reads and trying to fish for counter hits the whole game. The funny part is everybody that plays Lee, no offense, they don't use his strengths. Everybody just 50-50s with him and goes apeshit crazy.
That's true.
No offense to people that play Lee.
I totally agree.
But that's what I learned when I did the whole let's react to Lee players. The little series that I was reacting to every single person that played Lee. Every single person that I reacted to literally just goes apeshit crazy with Lee and doesn't even do counter hit setups or keep out or nothing. Like, everybody plays like that.
I have never seen a Lee, like, in the game, in Tekken 8, so far, like, I have never went against a Lee that is very patient. Every Lee I have went against is aggressive. And they just be doing, like I said, back 3-3. They do all kinds of, like, plus frame moves over and over, and that's really all they do. Or they try to mix you up with a mid, and they just do that every time. That's all I've seen with Lee so far.
So You know, it's like one of those things. I
Other than fighting GM, of course.
feel like nobody really understands how the way you're supposed to play him. Yeah, he plays to Lee streams, but he still has the same weakness he always had, where he relies too much on down forward 1, down 3 too much. So he gets clapped because of that shit too. But yeah, he plays better than everybody else, but that's because he has fundamentals. But he still does the down forward 1, down 3 shit way too much. So like he's almost there, but you know, it's more like a fundamental thing. It's not really like, yo, you know, this guy is like super amazing Lee specialist type of dude. He's just good at Tekken. So it's almost there, but you know, he still lacks lacks the counter hit game. But he doesn't play bad. Obviously, he plays good. I don't know. You should go look him up. I'm not friends with him, so.
Now, I main Asuka, and I try to do, you know, what fighting GM does with Lee, which is to fish for counter hits and things like that, or, you know, focus on the punishment game, things like that. Even though my punishment, I'm not too great at punishing. I try to get my punishment game up there, but it's always like, you know, minimum like punishment. Or, you know, if I see a hell sweep, I do my biggest combo, which is nice. I'm glad I've started to do that. But back in the day when I was learning from Speed Kicks had like, you know, gave me some advice when I gave him a replay, and he taught me a little bit of how, you know, what to do with my gameplay, which was to focus on punishment, which was my worst thing. Everything else was okay, he said. And yeah, I like the idea of counter hit with Asuka, because I feel like Asuka is built around that, because most of her moves are all counter. Like, they have a lot of counter hit properties and free juggles if you counter. So yeah, anyway.
Like questions like that, you could just Google him or go to his YouTube or some shit and figure that out. I don't live in Korea. I don't know what happened to him. He just plays poking, yeah. So Help Me just plays poking, but it's not bad. It's good. He plays good, but everybody else is kind of just like meets out. He said the way I play Lee is really fucking difficult. I know that is. That's why when I say, that's why I don't think Lee is that great, because it's like it forces you to try to play like me. And I know playing like me is super duper fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally just micro reading buttons 24/7, and a lot of people are not really good at micro reading buttons. So
yeah.
Like, that's why I wouldn't suggest for somebody to play Lee.
It's very difficult.
Because that's the thing too. Like a lot of people don't like the way I play Lee, and some people think the way I play Lee is not effective because they try to copy my playstyle and it doesn't work for them. But the reason,
sorry, before he continues, I just want to say one thing about that is that Tekken 8 is very like aggressive driven. So if you try to play counter hit game, it is extremely hard to do so. Not saying that it is. He literally, even he said it. But what I'm saying is how the game is built. It's built to do a lot of like aggression. And if you try to like play defense, it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot nowadays. So that's the problem with doing like a counter hit style, is that you literally like, it's like you're at a disadvantage to try to do it. Even if it's like literally part of their game kit, like it's part of Lee's game kit. It's even part of Asuka's game kit is to do that. It's just like sitting around and doing nothing, waiting for the opponent is a lot more difficult in this game because of how it's built. Anyway.
The reason why it doesn't work for them is because people are not very good at reading buttons. They're not good at reading timing. And to play Lee at the highest level of play, you need to be really good at reading buttons.
I agree with that.
If you're not, then it's not going to work out for you. So that's why I tell people, you know, there's some people be like, yo, I don't like the way you play. You know, the way you play is not very effective. No, it's not effective for them though. That's the thing though too. A lot of people try to mimic the way I play and it just doesn't work. Because my play style is very, very fundamental based. To be able to,
I want to play like him. I actually want to try Lee at some point and try to play like just like him. I want to try that. I've never like tried to like learn Lee, like actually learn him. But he is a fun look. He looks really cool. I will say I might have to try that out. Maybe I'll like learn a few counter hit moves and play because I do play fundamentally already. Because I can play any character on Tekken and just play the same way I do on any other character and just do like, you know, more fundamental based moves, and then maybe learn a few moves here and there, and maybe learn a couple juggles, and then that's roughly it. And I could still play pretty well, pretty much. Anyway,
to read buttons and timings, you have to have really good fundamentals. You can't just like go ape shit, you know. You said what would be easier to play, Law and Shaheem? Shaheem is easier than Law for sure.
yeah.
You said that's why you getting your ass handed to you? I'm gonna be real with you, bro. On some dead ass shit. I just play to the character strengths, man. That's what I was taught. The way I was taught Tekken, and then people that taught me, they was like, yo, GM. That's what the Koreans taught me. They'd be like, yo, the best way to play Tekken is to play by your character's strengths.
Okay.
Don't play by your character's weaknesses. So I give you an example. You see how Lee has weak 50-50s and his tracking is not that good? You know what that means? That means you shouldn't focus on 50-50s too much, really. You should focus on what's good with him.
Interesting.
And what's good with him is his block punishment and his counter hit baiting. So you should stick to that. He has good keep out. He has good counter hit buttons. He has good pokes and spacing. So that's what you should focus on. I feel like too many people's issues in Tekken is they focus on their character's weaknesses too much and just abuse their weaknesses.
Interesting.
If your character's not good at 50-50s, you shouldn't be forcing 50-50s. If your character doesn't have good counter hit buttons, you shouldn't be focusing on counter hit buttons. You should just focus on what makes your character good and just beat people up based on what makes your character good.
Makes sense.
And kind of hide the holes of your character. So like you see for example, when y'all see me play, y'all notice I don't really go for 50-50s like that, right? The reason why is because by not going for 50-50s, I hide my character's holes. So it makes it seem like Lee is OD because I'm not playing into his weaknesses. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it makes it like when you fight me, it's like, yo, like this Lee is mad cheap. I can't block right and I can't really guess right on him and this and that. And it's because I'm not playing into the character's weakness.
Okay. I see. Okay.
You know, I don't play into his weakness. His 50-50 always been weak though.
I understand it now.
A good 50-50 character. In Tekken 7, people thought, you know, his 50-50 obviously was better because of slide knockdown while staying 2-3. But even then, that shit wasn't the greatest 50-50. And the reason why it wasn't the greatest 50-50, while staying 2-3 wasn't a full combo. And 3, Lee, if you block Lee's slide, you get a full combo.
Oh.
So it was just a risky 50-50 that he doesn't benefit from trying to loop somebody day in, day out. You have to hit somebody like 4 or 5 times while staying 2-3 into 4-4-3 to kill him. Kill somebody. So it wasn't a really, really good 50-50. Because you could fuzzy guard it and all types of shit. There was a lot of holes to it.
Interesting.
You said, how do you as a scrub? It depends what character you play. If you could tell me what character you play, I could tell you your character's strengths and weaknesses.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, just tell me what character you play and I could help you. Because I don't know every single detail of every single character. You play Claudio, your character's strengths is bullying people. And bullying people to the extent where it gets people like kind of antsy to press. So Claudio has really good 50-50s and he's really good at breaking down turtles.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I hate going against Claudio because I do play a very turtle-like playstyle. I do play very, very defensive. It's very rare that I go in. I only go in if I get like some sort of counter hit and then you're on the ground. That is when I start going in. But other than that, I don't go in. I play defense so I can learn the opponent and learn like their strengths and weaknesses. I download them and then I start to unleash a bunch of different like ways to counter all their stuff. That's literally how I play, and it's been successful for quite a bit. Sometimes obviously I lose a lot more. I lose a lot more because I'm just more focused on like learning, you know, an opponent, but it's hard to do that. You know, since the game either people win quit on you or whatever they do, maybe they just leave fast, or maybe it's just the way the game is played is that you just play against a random person you've never met and you got to like figure them out, or you can just press buttons like most people do, whatever you want to do.
Starburst chip damage. So in general, you should be going ham with Claudio. His strength is his offense. He doesn't have really good keep out, and he doesn't really play well from a distance.
I didn't know that.
So he's a bully character. The thing with Claudio is that you gotta bully people, and then also mix up bullying people with crushing people. He has really good crushes with his short you can move,
Okay.
and stuff of that nature. So you gotta bully, man. You gotta bully, and they get people scared to press back. So you gotta be meets out pretty much. You gotta be ham. You gotta do dumb shit like fucking generic low on hit into raw hop kick.
Damn.
Side step 4, side step back 1, running 2. Like, you just gotta go ham with him, honestly. You gotta go ham while making somebody scared to press back. Yeah, you gotta go you gotta go ham with him. That's just his strength. He's mad scary up close.
Yeah, he is.
Claudio players be getting clapped because they too predictable running 2 and shit like that.
That's true. That's a free juggle.
But yeah, Claudio is supposed to ham you out.
If they spam that, that's
he doesn't really benefit from blocking and punishing like that. Because his punishment is all right, but it's not good enough for you to just sit there. And plus, he doesn't have the best get off me buttons. Like, stuff like down forward 2 is mad slow. Like, down forward 2 is like, what, 15, 16 frames? And then his magic 4, you got to commit to it and for him to get a combo off of that shit, right? So he doesn't have the best get off me shit. So that's why when a character doesn't have the best get off me shit, you kind of have to go ham. You got to go ham.
I agree.
He doesn't really have anything to, like, you know, no, like his crushes ain't that great. Well, the short you can move is really good, but it's only really good if he goes into Starburst, right? So stuff like that is cheesy when he's in Heat or is in Starburst. But you have to be in Heat or for him to have Starburst for him to start crushing highs and mixing up side step forward with that shit to fuck you up.
damn.
So like characters like him, you have to learn how to bully. Plus use his crushing when he's in Starburst. You said what's a lead 50-50? Slide into Wasane 2-3. That's a 50-50.
Yeah, they might be the same frames,
like
right?
That. Any like quick low pokes like back 3-3, down 3, down back 3. You mix that up with standing 3-3, down 4-1, 4-2-1 hit confirm, down 4-4-4, 1+2. Hitman 4, you mix that up with Hitman up 4-3.
Makes sense.
If you start doing slower lows like down back 3 +4, you want to mix that up with 1+2.
Makes sense.
Back 4.
Same frames.
Quicker low pokes like down 3, down 4, back 3-3. You want to mix up with 3-3, down 4-1, 4-2-1.
Wow, that's some good advice.
Down 2. So you have to, his 50-50s are all chip damage stuff, but you have to remember. Tekken is all you should be mixing up slower lows with slower mids, right? So
before he keeps going, I just want to say, like, if we're talking about Asuka, for example, what I do is I take like her down 4-3 and mix it with like down 1+2, for example. They're both like the same amount of frames. So yeah, I do things like that. Or I do, for example, you can also do down back 3 as well with down 4-3. They're basically the same frames as well. They're mid low. So that's another example of like what he's trying to say is like use same frame moves with same frame attack. You know, just use them together as mix ups. That's the best way to mix up.
If I'm doing down back,
don't do like a fast low with a slow low, like, or sorry, a fast low with a slow mid or something. You won't be able to mix them up if you're just doing it over and over. They're just going to be able to fuzzy block, for example.
And I see you start ducking it, I can back for you because it's the same speed, same with 1+2 and stuff like that. But in general, you shouldn't be really focused on 50-50s like that. But if somebody starts blocking your lows, those are the moves you start doing.
Makes sense.
You get what I'm saying? But it's not something you should focus on anyway. You should just be making people block shit and then just setting up counter hits. And if somebody just holding back and playing too defensive, just do chip damage shit like running 3-4, 4-4-2-1, 4-4-2 just frame. Do that, and then do this to if they start ducking the second hit. So it's a lot of that.
Okay.
You said what I learned that from experience. Once you start playing a lot of high level players that start once you start playing a lot of high level players that just fuzzy guard, then you know to use real mix ups. You learn what a real mix-up is. But like I said, Lee's not really a character that you should focus on 50-50ing a lot. But when somebody starts blocking your shit, then you know what moves to do. Like if somebody starts blocking your Hitman 4, then they should start doing Hitman that. So if somebody starts ducking that, you know to do that. If people start ducking your quick shit like down 3, back 3, 3, you know to start doing your hit confirm stuff, you know. I guess it's pretty like Tekken is a lot more simpler than what people think. I think people overcomplicate Tekken too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of moves.
People overcomplicate this joint way too much to the point that it makes it like very. It confuses you. But this game is a lot more simpler, man. Once you get in your head that you should play your character to their strengths, the game becomes a lot easier. When you start focusing on a character's weaknesses and play too much to their weaknesses, that's when the game becomes very complicated for you.
True.
So always play by your character's strengths. So you have to find out what's your character's strengths and just focus on that. And that's how you could get better at the game. And you will start climbing up ranks a lot more once you start focusing on that a lot more.
Your father knows.
Oh snap! Is that the video?
Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
Well, alrighty then. Yo, first of all, thank you, Fighting GM, for the video. Shout outs to Fighting GM. Really good guy. Like I said, I'm a big fan. Like I said, great player. One of the best players in the world, and one of the pretty much the greatest league in the world. I'm sure there's other leagues out there like a Korean league, whatever it may be. But yo. Thanks for the video. I really learned quite a bit there, especially considering the mix-up thing. I didn't really think about mix-ups like that. I did think about them a little bit, but I never really thought it was like something that could really like change your game to a higher level, like especially in the higher levels. And yeah, I never really considered fuzzy blocking because not many people do fuzzy block around my level. And I never really got, I usually just do whatever and then I just throw shit out. But you know what, man? I think I will start throwing things out with the same frames when I try to mix up people. I think I'll start doing that. But overall, this was an amazing video. I hope people do watch this video. This is like I said, this is a video that a lot of people in Tekken 8 need to watch. Sidestepping, sidewalking, you need to use it. I'm getting tired of people not using sidewalking and sidestepping. I'm getting tired of people not even... okay, Korean backdash, we can forgive that. I think because Korean backdash isn't as strong as it used to be. Now, there are like ways to make it stronger with like certain like inputs, but I will say you don't necessarily need it that much, but it is obviously something that is useful, obviously. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. Yeah, hopefully you guys had a good time watching this video of my reaction to Fighting GM. Again, shout outs to Fighting GM and have a good one. Bye-bye.